Hi Aquarius, I hope that you're all doing well. What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle was Magician and High Priestess, and also Nine of Wands. What this can mean is that you can feel like your heart and your mind are sort of getting on the same page with one another so they can do something together, meaning like manifest something together, create something together, which will be a compatible relationship between what it is that's going on in your mind, how it is that you are feeling, and being able to take action in a cohesive manner. We're starting off first with Knight of Pentacles. When we have Knight of Pentacles, there's a focus on making moves that count, where every step is deliberate and every step is calculated because we are understanding how precious our energy is. And also recognizing too that when we are repetitively putting our energy into something, it is allowing that to create a building, create a structure within our lives. I'm seeing 8 of Cups here. Maybe there's something that you had been continuing to invest in that you're not going to be doing anymore. I feel it kind of like this structure that you've been building within your life. Having 8 of Cups there can be, I don't want to be doing that anymore. I don't want to be contributing my energy to that anymore. And it specifically has to do with what this is that this has been building within your life. So you can be looking at the structure and saying, I don't know that I really want to spend my time doing this anymore. I think I might want to spend my time building something else instead. Something that's going to feel more meaningful to me. Something that I'm going to feel more connected with now. I'm seeing a rose here. This can also, for some of you, be somebody that's coming through and making an offer to you, but you may not want anything to do with this. I'm seeing this first and foremost, of course, as being your energy, but this can also indicate somebody coming through and making an offer to you or like proposing something to you. And you can look at that and say, I don't think that I'm not going to find what I want within that. And so I'm going to keep moving here. Possibly, if this is something that you've already had going on, and this is something that you have been actively putting your energy into, you can say that you'd rather be focusing on something else. And this means too, you're going to be investing your energy into something that you'll feel more connected with, because this is the alignment between physically what you are investing in, like what you're using your energy for day to day, what you're using your energy for, what you're putting your energy into. And that 8 of Cups is saying that there can be a transition that needs to be made here. If you find that you're putting your energy into something and then whatever it is that this structure is building within your life, you're like not getting what you need from it, this can be the time when you make that shift. And I'm seeing Hermit on the bottom of the deck, so this can be something that you're really reflecting on. I think like asking yourself what it's all for. Like, why would I keep investing in something that it leaves me seeking or it leaves me wanting? Why not just directly go to the thing that you want to be investing in, where you feel automatically like you're getting what you need from it? It's the relationship. It's understanding that relationship. This can be a thing that maybe is a bit challenging, not the easiest thing to do. I'm seeing this little face here, and it feels kind of like sad looking at it, but at the same time, it can be something where if you're in full acceptance of what's going on, this is just you tuning into the energy and honoring the way that you feel. That's that. And maybe too with the Sun, maybe this is a realization that you've made now at this point. The thing about this too is that it's kind of like a no hard feelings type of situation, because I am seeing the Lovers. So for some of you, I'm seeing a relationship that this is connected with. This is a no hard feelings type of thing, because it's not like, you know, if we could like force ourselves to like things or to dislike things or whatever, it would be another story. But all you can do is tune into the energy and choose whether you honor that or not. And something obviously is coming up for you that you're feeling, and you can be asking yourself if it's really a wise choice for you to continue investing in something that is leaving you feeling wanting. that's leaving you wanting in some way. And why not just like go right to the source of something that you feel good with, that you feel connected with, that you feel like is giving you what you need? Like, why not? So there can be a switching over that's happening here. This can even be an exit that's going to be happening, or like a separation. Kind of like, yeah, I see an exploring of new territory that's going to be happening. Like, you want to keep going. I don't want to stop here. I want to keep going. And you can feel otherwise like you are sort of stopped up somewhere. This reminds me too, like, maybe you feel like if you don't make this move that it's just going to keep feeling like filler episodes to you, and you don't want that anymore. I'm seeing the Death card. So this has potential to be a very big shift, a very big transition within your life. Like, you really aren't going to be doing this anymore. Expanding now. Yeah, I feel like you're setting sail, moving into the rest of your storyline. I want to say this again, the feeling that I get from this is that if you don't make this move, I feel like there's going to be some type of stagnancy. If you keep doing something that feels like it's missing the mark, this is going to keep feeling like your life is stuck in a filler episode. This is allowing things to get moving where you feel like you come back fully into your storyline. But this can be a very big shift. It's like maybe a whole new cast that's going to be part of your storyline now, or a whole new environment that's going to be part of your storyline now, or like a whole new goal that's going to be part of your storyline now. Something really big is going to be shifting for you. When we have the Death card, all this is surrendering to the way that you truly feel. It's surrendering to the reality. That's literally it. It's not anything anything extravagant where you have to be like forcing something or whatever. It's actually to stop forcing things. It's actually to let go. It's actually to surrender. That is what the Death card is about. So it's not even like I have to go out and make these deliberate shifts and changes in a way where I'm just initiating this totally. This is actually you just responding to the deeper truth of how it is that you feel, instead of denying that. And to let what needs to happen, happen. And that means to let go of what needs to be let go of. When we have Death card, you have to surrender control. If you're like, no, I need it to go this way, I need it to go that way, you're just gonna, it's so exhausting trying to swim upstream. And that's something that can wear on you energetically too. When you're moving in flow with things, you're gonna feel energized when you're moving with the force. If you're working against the current of energy, it's something that's going to mess with your like actual physical energy levels. Because you're putting in too much energy trying to fight the flow of this, rather than just go with it. But the part that can be, we can feel hesitant to just go with the flow of the energy, because then you have to go where the energy is going to take you. And for those of you that you don't like giving up control, this is something that can be really difficult to do. We can feel not trusting of the energy. We can want to be the ones that are calling the shots here. And in certain ways within our lives, it is important for us to do that. But at a time like this, the thing is to surrender. That is the move. Whenever Death comes out, it's about surrendering to the deeper truth of the energy, rather than fighting it, rather than denying it, rather than avoiding it, rather than running away. It's about moving with the flow of it and knowing that you're going to be better off for it. So there has to be that deeper trust that life knows what it's doing and that you're not wrong for the way that you're feeling. The issues come when you are rejecting that. So how can you honor the way that you feel? Speaking about control, this is when we don't want to let go of control. This is a very miserly energy when we have it showing up in the reading like this. This is like, I want to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't want to let go of it. I want to do this again and again and again on repeat, which is what you've been doing. But you can feel like you fall into filler episodes. And it's like again and again, that's basically what's going on. It's like, when do we get to the good part? And it's when the shift is made. So that's what all of this has been leading up to. But yeah, you can have a difficult time letting go of this, because this can be something that you've been doing repetitively within the environment. It's like I get up and I brush my teeth and I do this and I do that, and I'm not saying every single thing is gonna be changing, but it can be like the main stuff that you're putting your energy into. There's gonna be some type of shift of routine here, and that can be something that there can be a part of you that doesn't like to switch that up, even though it's not building a structure that is feeding you. So even though you can look at it and know that, because why else would we have this here? It's like something just can't contain your energy anymore. Like the type of connection that you need, it's not coming from you doing this anymore, but you can have a hard time letting go of this. Who here has earth placements? It's going to be the thing. Or you have fixed placements. It's going to be the thing. It's always a weird energy too, because it's like you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same results, you're not feeling connected with it on a deeper level, you're not feeling happy, it feels like your storyline is kind of stagnating, like this is not like, when you're thriving and you're really enjoying things, that's like the opposite of what's going on here. So why wouldn't you want to change things? And it literally just comes from this place of things being familiar, and I'm used to doing it like that, so I just keep doing that. And then your inner connection with your storyline is just withering away. And this part of your soul is like, please let us explore, let me keep going. Please don't keep me tethered here anymore. It's like this storyline has expired big time for you, but you keep like forcing yourself back into the loop. And then you're like, why is everything on a loop? And it's like, you got to change something here. You got to switch it up. But this can mean, again, like with Eight of Cups and with Death, it can mean that you're going to have to release. And it can be something that you don't want to. Some of you have a really hard time with this psychologically. Can be something specifically about having to change things that you struggle with, or having to let go, having to surrender. But it's not like surrendering to some type of malevolent force within your life. Like this is a force that if you were to honor it, like your life gets better because of it. Like that's always the irony of wanting to avoid this, is that this is so life can be better. This is so things can be more fun. This is so you can feel more connected. This is so you can feel like you're thriving and just like your cups are overflowing. Like that's what this is for. So it's something that if you could just go from here to being on the other side of this, it would be a no-brainer. It's just like the transition where we can get tripped up. And I feel like you're at that part where maybe this is something even that you're recognizing now. Because really, if you could find yourself on the other side of it, you'd look over there and be like, of course, that's what I would choose. But it's the part where you have to be willing to go through the transition. That's the part that you have to work with now. But it always is going to be worth it. Always. But yeah, I'm seeing the Fool coming out here. Wow, it's such a clear message. You have to come out of the routine. You have to switch something up. You have to let go. The thing is as well that this is something that you can be forcing this situation. Like you can be forcing things just so that you can do the same thing day in and day out. It's like it doesn't even work with the flow anymore. But you can be, as soon as the pieces start trying to separate, you're like pushing them back together again just to be in the loop. It's like to keep yourself there again and again and again. But then it's like you don't enjoy the loop though. So it's like funny because of that. If you were to, from a zoomed out perspective, look at this, you'd be like, what am I doing? But it's when you're in the pattern of that, when you're in the routine of that, it's difficult to break away from because we're not totally present to what's going on. It's just the loop again and again and again. But when we come into a place where we're fully present, we can understand the patterns that we're in. This is about breaking out of that pattern. The Fool is like, hey, it's safe. You can let go of this. We need you to go over here now. Like, the storyline is taking you across the river, but there's this trying any which way to avoid it, even though the energy keeps pushing you and you're like, please don't push me in this direction, but it's going to be so much better for you. It's like, this energy is one of those energies where there can be, and why it can be difficult to walk away from is, let's say that you are a wild animal and you find a watering hole that you really like, and for some period of time, it's like, it's thriving and it's giving you everything that you need. And then one day, even if this is something that transitions and it happens slowly, it dries up. And this feels like I'm repetitively going back there instead of expanding my horizons. And repetitively, I go back to the watering hole that's dried up. I'm not getting what I need from it, but I just keep doing this again and again and again because I don't want to change. I don't want to shift. I don't want to let go. And it takes you away from being present, because if you were totally present and you were totally tuned in, you look and say, there's nothing here. Why do I keep coming back to it? But you have to be totally tapped in. You have to be totally tuned in order to see that. This is going to take awareness. This is going to take presence. This is going to take mindfulness. It's like whatever it is that's blurring your vision, you got to wipe it out of the way here. And so that's what the Fool is inviting you to do, to find a new watering hole. But you can be like, but I really like this one. This is where I was getting what I need. And the Fool is like, but look, you're not getting what you need there anymore. This isn't just like you're getting what you need somewhere and you don't want to switch up the routine. Like, why would you need to switch up the routine if you were getting something that you needed? If the watering hole were thriving and you were getting what you needed, these energies wouldn't be coming out. It's only because this is appropriate now for the situation in response to what's going on. But you can be too much in the masculine energy that's connected with the routine, not enough in the feminine energy, and you keep doing the same thing, and you need to tune in. If you're not receptive to what's going on, this is something where you'll keep repeating the pattern, and it's going to keep yielding the same results. And this part of you that's connected with Eight of Cups and the Fool is saying, hey, I need to be nourished by whatever it is that you find in the watering hole. So can we go find one where you can actually get what you're needing? Rather than using all of our energy again and again. I'm also hearing stocks. Rather than using our energy again and again to keep coming back to this same place where we're not really getting what we need. Just feels like scraping the barrel a bit here. And it's really up to you if you're going to make this shift. And I get it. It can be really difficult to allow for this type of change, but it's not you having to initiate change for no reason. It's literally just a response to what it is that you've been feeling, and to be totally present to what it is that you're feeling, to understand what it's encouraging you to do here, like what the message is that comes along, decoding the message of what you've been feeling. We're ending with not the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is that next watering hole that you're going to find, that you're going to be like, this is even better than the last one. It's not even that it matches the energy, it's better than the last one. And better than the last one when the last one was thriving. But the transition has to be made. There's going to be change involved in this. Like, we have Uranus here. This is really about tuning in and finding extraordinary things when you're honoring the way that you feel and not being bogged down by the routine and familiarity. And this is a shift that's going to happen in your mindset as well, having Scorpio here. Allow the unfolding. You're just moving in flow with the energy. Because you can feel like something has happened now at this point where you can, the feeling can be that there's a block within the energy. Like something is stagnating within the energy, and this is helping you break out of that and clear the energy center so that things can move again. And maybe that can be a hint for you where, because this isn't going to say, like, it doesn't have to be your entire life, right? This can be an area or certain areas of your life that you're feeling like this. See where you're feeling like that. See where you may be feeling more drained. See where you keep making efforts that aren't really fulfilled. It's like you put the energy in, but then you're not getting what you need back from it, and it feels like it's not sustaining you. Where might you be doing that, and you put the energy in, and then you're feeling tired because you're not getting what you need back from it? Or you're feeling uninspired, or you're feeling sad, or you're feeling depleted, or you're feeling disconnected, or you're feeling uninterested. It will be these types of things, or just like straight up unhappy. I'm hearing precursor. When we have the Fool, this is about taking a leap of faith. What that means is that there may be something, this looks like a bit of a risk that can be involved in this, yet where else are you going to go? And I feel too like you've been going back to the same watering hole again and again and again and again, and it's not changing. But the reason why these situations can feel difficult is because if you're not totally tuned in, it's like you don't even realize. We don't realize that we're doing the same thing and that we're stuck in a loop until we totally tune into the energy. And at that point, when we do that, we can see what we've been doing. It's like, I've been on autopilot this whole time. Like, no wonder I've been feeling like this. Like, you got to wake up. You got to just like snap into the energy here, and you're going to see what's been going on. And that this whole time your intuition has been like urging you, telling you the direction to move in, and you've just like turn the volume off, is what this feels like. So this is tuning back in, turning the volume back up, tuning into the way that you feel, and doing this. But I will say, when we have the Fool and when we have Death and when we have Eight of Cups, this is something that it takes courage. It takes faith. It takes a sense of trust. It takes a belief that things can change, that things can be better, that this actually is the best thing for you. To allow yourself to feel in touch with the value of transformation and how those really can be changes for the better. That it can allow you to be lifted from this and put into a situation where you feel much more connected. And that is really what you want, and that this is in your best interest. But you're going to have to work through the blocks that you have in order to allow yourself to access that wisdom fully. Because it can feel scary, and I think humans, as I have said so many times before, we really are creatures of habit. And so when something is disruptive to our routine, it can be something that I feel like you've been being prepared for this on a psychological level. You just have to be open to the energy to allow this to happen. And as I said before, all you're doing is taking in what's going on and responding. That's it. This isn't like you on your own. You have to initiate this magically. It's like you're just tuning into how you actually feel and honoring that And that's what's going on within the energy. Even if you have to do something that you may feel, the Fool can be, you have to get outside of your comfort zone. You have to take a chance here. But aren't you worth taking a chance for? Isn't it worth it to go out and see if you can find another watering hole? And then what I'm seeing within the energy is that you're going to, and it's going to be even better. Like, that's what I'm seeing. We end with the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is like you actually find exactly what you're looking for. And beyond that. And more. It exceeds your expectations. But only if you're willing to. And you're going to have to let go. What's blocking you? That's going to help you move through this. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.